ready. So we're going to hop right into today's hot topics, what we call this week in social media, hashtag Twism. You figured out.
Twism,
Twism.
yes.
Today, what's the Twism today? Today is still the hot topic is still Twitter. Twitter is still good or bad. Twitter is still a hot topic.
Well,
Specific.
any news is good news in a sense sometimes. Well, not all the time, but not good news, but it keeps your name at the front of people's minds. So Twitter,
Well, it's not all. It's not bad though.
no, it's
It's
not
good for
bad.
Twitter because where we're going with this is talking about Leslie Jones,
Yeah,
who's speaking of PR right now. She's getting some interesting PR. That's a good way to put it. Interesting PR. If she's got a good publicist, hopefully you're strategizing right now to take advantage of all these social media mentions and all this social media love
I hope so.
that Leslie recently received. So what we're talking about, in case you don't know, is the Ghostbusters star Leslie Jones. She's also the comedian, Saturday Night Live. Y'all may know her from that too. And once again, she's not talking about getting a dress for her premiere at this point. Now she is. She was on Twitter, and as you know, trolls just they are what they are. I mean, that's why they're called trolls. And we had some racist trolls. You couldn't just be a troll; you had to be a racist troll on top of being, being
Exactly.
everything
Not
else.
you can't just go on and disturb. You have to go on and disturb with epithets and gender bias. I'm like, really? And you know what? My thing is like that takes a lot of damn energy. If you could only use that same energy and pummel it into something good, can you imagine what you could be? Shame on you, trolls. Continue.
Yes, you could be not a waste of skin, as you often.
Waste of look. Trolls are a waste of skin. There is no reason for you to have any skin. None.
Okay, well, see, I'm gonna take that a step further and say you're a waste of sperm and egg, because
Skin, sperm, and egg.
yeah, there you
Yes,
go, you're a waste.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
what had happened was, okay, so she was responding to all this, I mean, just racist, I mean, stuff that maybe some of our parents and grandparents had to deal with face to face. She's dealing with it literally online, and it's coming fast and it's coming furious to the point where she just decided, you know what, I'm out. I didn't sign up for all of this, especially not on Twitter or anywhere really. And bye bye, I'm out.
Exactly, and I'm sorry.
Go
So,
ahead.
so what was happening? In addition, just to kind of further expand, is
Mm-hmm.
so she was getting. There was one lead head troll. What is his last name? It's Milo somethingopoulos.
Yeah, something
So
awful.
somethingopoulos. Well, I don't owe him the respect of name right.
You want your name right,
Milo
you should act right. If you want us to
act
say your name
right.
right, you should act right.
Act right. I love that. We're gonna coin that. So it's Milo somethingopoulos, the head troll, basically, and you know a little bit more about him than I do. But he really was the one that was kind of urging people on with all of these epithets and the extreme abuse. And so what she started to do was just to retweet all the hateful things that were being said about her. But it got to the point that it was too much because you have to understand she's a public figure. So it's not just like any regular person retweet and it's just a few. We're talking about probably
Hundreds.
hundreds at this point before she got to the point where, you know what? All of you can take the crosstown bus to hell because I'm out. So she basically just, she then would block them too. And she was blocking them, but it got to be much. And it came to the point where the CEO, is it Jack Dorsey? Yes. So the CEO of Twitter actually tweeted at her, I just followed you, DM me so that they could have a conversation. So I don't know what took place in that conversation, but she subsequently left and now she's back, right?
She's, you know what? I don't even know, but we do know that old gyro name dude. What's his?
Milo Somethingopoulos. That's his damn name.
Okay,
Somethingopoulos.
okay. So we know Milo has been banned for life from Twitter. You gone. You out. Don't. You're not welcomed here anymore. Especially since you can't act right, and especially since you as a journalist. Now Okay. Okay.
Don't insult those of us that actually are
Okay.
in the profession.
Okay. I saw one little interview with him, and he's somebody who reviews movies, and he has that, people say snarky. That's not a word I use hardly ever, but he has that kind of approach in doing stuff. And he reviewed, Ghostbusters, and he didn't give it a good review. And he thinks his defense is because I was just giving my opinion. Yeah, I may have thrown, a couple of little jabs at her a little bit, but I don't know why my First Amendment right has now been just taken from me, and why I would be banned from Twitter.
Oh, now you like the First Amendment. Here's the thing. You do have First Amendment rights in this country. However, you have to be prepared for the consequences when you say what you say. That's what you can't just take one part of the First Amendment. Mm-hmm. And my question is, did he levy the same amount of hatred and putrid rubbish at the other co-stars? Did he say the same thing?
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't recall. Now, I am not the expert in this. I did not see everything, but I looked and I did not see the same amount of hatred spewed at her three co-stars as at Leslie Jones.
It was kind of like a 2016 lynch mob.
Absolutely.
Now we know 2016, that word lynch, we don't hear too often. Howsoever, it is still relevant to what we are dealing with in this country. So I'm going to keep it real for a minute. I was trying to stay all professional, but then my feels got in it. The reality of it is, if you're really going to come at somebody like that, I mean, yeah, it's First Amendment. You can say what you want to say, but the reality of it is there are consequences. Now, Milo, if you really about your business, why don't you say all of what you have to say to Leslie in person? Let's see how snarky you can be in person.
Exactly. And he would never do that. Now as you said, he's dyed his hair blonde, and you're trying to hide behind it. Here's my thing. If you really believe in your truth and what you say on social media, stand behind it. There's one, Ann Tran, who is a social media strategist. She said something at Social Media Week Miami last week that I absolutely love. Whatever you retweet or whatever you put on social media, you should be proud of, which means you are going to stand behind whatever it is you put there and not backtrack because now you done got caught. So if you really believe in what you're saying and you think it's so, then you need to stand behind that truth. And he's not standing behind that truth.
No.
Instead, he's pointing fingers at why should his rights be, stand behind it.
Yeah, now you want to play victim.
You're wrong.
Now you want to play victim. But then the other thing that kind of irks me is I dare say he may be the kind of dude that really gets off on having this type of attention, because otherwise we wouldn't even be talking about it.
No.
So I suspect he may feed on this kind of attention, kind of Perez Hilton kind of sort of before he turned nice,
right,
or whatever he may be now.
before he became nice, you said.
Yeah, before he became his road to Damascus moment, kind of thing. For you Bible scholars. You know what I'm saying. He had a conversion of some sort. So I don't know. On one end, sit down somewhere, dude, before you get slapped right in the mouth. And I'm not saying it's gonna be me. I'm just saying, if it could happen to Perez, it could happen to you too. Because he did.
One day you're going to mess with the
wrong individual. Yeah, because Perez got slapped in the mouth.
Right dead in his mouth.
Yep.
And that's because he came up against the wrong one.
Yep.
So again, say what you want. But when somebody thumps you in the back, but comes up and sticks up behind you and turns the other cheek, and the hand comes along with it, then you're going to know. You are going to know that you have to be prepared for the consequences of what you say. So good for. But here's my other thing. I think that Twitter took entirely too long to rectify the situation. I understand you're a public figure, and okay, this is part of what I teach. When you're a public figure, you have to understand that there's going to be some amount of criticism. There are going to be trolls. There are going to be haters, or as quote unquote haters, and we know this. However, nobody should be subjected to extreme abuse. No. That's you don't know what Leslie Jones is dealing with. Just because she has to be, she's always been the 6 foot. Large, black woman, and she's dealt with it, and she deals with things through comedy. don't know what's going on inside.
Yeah.
Because there was a breaking point because she said, peace, bye. I don't have to deal with this. So there was a breaking point. So, you shouldn't be subjected to that.
No, and even as a business, Twitter understands. Twitter, especially right now, they're doing everything they can to make sure more people come to the platform because they have not had the explosive growth like Facebook and Snapchat and the others have. So they're protecting their investment. They should have done it a long time ago. This is not the first time this has happened on Twitter.
No.
But considering the kind of sensitive area, sensitive place that Twitter is in right now, they don't want anybody messing up what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So this is about business. Like, look here, we're not letting you, we can't let you tear down what we're trying to build up.
Exactly. They were like, look here, Milo Stephanopoulos or Papadopoulos or somethingopoulos. You're not going to mess with this is our livelihood. They're already, again, they're, like you said, they're already trying to build. They've got, and we'll get into some of the things that they're doing in a minute. But when you're trying to really they're stagnant at 310 million daily viewers, or daily users, I should say. So compared to the 1.65 billion that Facebook has, it kind of pales in comparison. So if they're really trying, and they're trying to rebrand exactly what they do, I can't have individual people who are non-entities in the first place messing with that.
Yeah, that's it. I can't. That's like letting somebody come into your house and just spray paint, or just vandalize your house. Oh, I'm gonna open the door and let you come on in. Sure, yeah, tear down that wall right there. I don't have a problem with it.
And spray painted green. No problem.
No problem. But no, not today. Not today. Well, technically, not any day. So, Leslie, I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna move on to the next thing. You grown. I mean, grown. So this. As coming in celebrity. This is what, when you get to that certain level of celebrity, you have to deal with. So this is I see this as kind of like a test. No, you should not have to deal with it. That indeed is true. However, as a celebrity and as your celebrity grows, you already know stuff is coming for you. Stuff is coming. So you don't let the trolls mess up your game. Don't even. It's just like, you know what? Whatever with y'all, but you're not going to stop me from doing what I want to do and going where I want to go.
Exactly. For every one troll, there are probably thousands of other people that are behind you. So just think about that.
Yes. So we move on.
All right. Yes. So Twitter verification, is that?
Yes, that's the next. We got to talk about that.
Absolutely.
That little blue with the little check mark in it, man, people, the kind of schemes and plans people have done in the past.
Yes, it is. And they, to the point where they had to put on the site, if it is not next to the name, meaning it is in the picture or anywhere else, it is not verified, and you will suffer the consequences, basically. So for those of you that don't know, a verified account is basically certifying that you are you. So if you're a media personality, a public figure, something to that extent, you can apply to have a verified Twitter account. So this means that all the other pages that are up there that might have your same name, they might be fan pages or whatever, it's not you. But if you have that blue check, we are assured that it is you who is, or your people doing it on your behalf that are actually tweeting. So the big news is that now anybody can apply for the verification process.
Yeah, and I would dare say this. Now, if you're just a regular Joe Schmo, regular person, or even you're with a business, I would not get so caught up in getting that little blue check mark unless you've got a whole lot of extra, profiles out there that were not created by you, and somebody is really beginning to mess up your online presence. Because at the end of the day, whether you're verified or not, I mean, it's nice, but at the end of the day, if you're there for business, you're there to get business.
Correct.
And having that blue little check thing is not necessarily going to get you more business or even more followers. Plenty of celebrities have been on Twitter for years and don't have that little check mark. So I'm not saying don't pursue it. If you want it, pursue it. But don't make it like, oh, I gotta have. No, you don't. You really don't. To do what you want to do on Twitter, which is basically get a following, do some business, or whatever your goal is, it's nice to have, but it's not the end game.
No, it's not the end all and be all. You will be all right if you don't have a blue check. There are plenty of people who go on about their merry way and have plenty of followers, and they don't have that blue check, that they're not verified. So that shouldn't stop you from, let me wait until I have my blue check before I put out a tweet. No.
You will be a tweetless individual.
Thank you.
Don't hold your tweet breath on that, okay? Don't.
Thank you. No. So that's actually interesting news, though, because it really means for the first time, it's kind of like when Facebook remember Facebook mentions was only for celebrities at first. Rock was a big person, and that was their live streaming platform. Yep. So then when Facebook Live came out, that was the first time that the average Facebook user could do that. So it's that same thing. We're starting to see some of these areas open up that were previously only for a certain few to everyone. Now, keep in mind, it does not mean you are going to get verified simply because you apply. They email you back and they let you know the status of your application. But the interesting thing is that you can actually apply. So
yeah, so your chances might be better, maybe.
A little bit. A little bit. As you said yesterday, like I wonder when you were saying, I wonder if you buy some more ads, that has any effect.
Well, you know what? Now, from a business standpoint, the reality of it is too, if indeed you are that type of business and you have the budget, and you are willing to spend, thousands of dollars in Twitter ads, you can get that check mark with a quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Absolutely.
If you are a power user like that.
Right, and that would make sense. I mean, if it's really yielding, and that's the thing, you have to see if it's yielding you something business-wise, then maybe it's worth it for you. Let me speak for me. I love Twitter. I use Twitter for everything. I give people my Twitter handle to contact me. I am not buying any ad right now. So don't look for me. You can keep a blue check if it comes to that, because don't look for me to buy any ads. So, but that's not something that you have to do as an average person. But that's to say that the average person, you may or may not get a check. It's not a big deal if you don't.
No. And segueing into Periscope, since Twitter owns Periscope.
Right.
For those of you that are using Periscope, yay, okay. But Periscope, I hate to say it now. And actually, I don't hate to say it because it is what it is. Periscope has got to catch up. And catch up with live streaming, because right now Facebook is really kind of eating up right at the heels of Periscope. So Periscope has released a couple of new updates, a couple of new enhancements. I call them enhancements. Enhancements. Yes. Just yesterday, if you are a Periscope user, one of those is called highlights. Well, you can actually get a nice little cute little trailer, a cute little trailer for your streams. Now, for marketers, that might be kind of useful to you because, you're brand new. People don't know who you are, and they don't know whether they should, allow themselves to spend that next 10, 15 minutes watching your streams.
Right. So
now you have a little piece of content that gives them a little introduction into what your streams are about. So that's nice.
It is. And then, not just for marketers, but also for people, for example, like us, you have, say we were doing this on Periscope, which we're not, but say we were doing it on Periscope, they would have a little archive of trailers that they could look at to determine, I want to watch this, I want to see. It gives the highlights of the best of what you did in that, what they think the best of what you did in that show, obviously. So,
because that makes me wonder though, because then you want to kind of control that. You want to be able to say, don't show that. That's not the best.
Well, you can't do that yet.
Not yet.
You don't have that capability yet. And I don't think that the average person necessarily wants to sit there and edit yet.
Well, yeah. You're right.
Because remember, the average person is not really aware of the whole process of editing. Yeah. So they're like, fine, that's fine. Whatever you choose to pick, that's fine. So, but it's probably more people that are familiar with production and that would be like, I don't want that clip, I want this. So eventually, I could probably safely say that type of control will be coming to Periscope because Facebook Live will more than likely do that type of thing. So they're really like neck and neck right now. And Periscope, yeah, is really trying to stay relevant and do things.
Move a little, just try to stay ahead in the game. Just trying to stay ahead in the game.
Well, part of the thing that gave both Facebook Live and Periscope a little bit of a boost was the fact that when there was the sit-in in the Senate, they used Periscope and Facebook Live to broadcast what was going on when the Democrats did their sit-in. Also, with some of the shooting, some of the Black Lives Matter rallies, there have been Facebook Live and Periscope have been right there.
Yeah.
So
was it the Minnesota shooting? Wasn't it the Minnesota shooting that was broadcast on Facebook Live?
On Facebook Live, yes. And can I say something real quick? I want to say hey to the people that are watching us on Facebook Live. Dima Martin, hey there. She is with the Boca Black Film Festival. Sandy McKay. Hi. Buffalo, New York. Thank you for watching. And Joe Wheeler, who is right here in South Florida. Thank you for watching. Those are a couple of the people that are watching, and everybody else out there in Facebook Live land that we can't see.
Yes. So, more updates where Periscope are concerned. They call them embeds, tweet embeds. Now, we know that Twitter owns Periscope, and we also, well, most people know that. But what you may not know is if you have Twitter and you have Periscope, you don't necessarily have to power down one thing to go to the other. You can go through Periscope right through Twitter on your mobile phone. So that's one. But now, when that content is created and done and ready to repurpose somewhere else, you can now take that Periscope that you've done and embed it in a blog post. But basically, it'll be the Periscope within a tweet, and you can take that tweet and embed it into your website, into your blog post. So once again, hopefully that'll give Twitter one more leg up in where it's trying to go in reaching more people, because now you've created content that's more shareable. So hopefully people will take advantage of it.
Absolutely. No, that's a really cool thing that they're doing. Again, it's going to be a back and forth thing, because I'm just waiting to see what Facebook Live is going to come out with next. And there are a lot of speculated things that are going to happen. But keeping on the stream or going back to Twitter, the Republican National Convention was streamed on Twitter.
Yep, it was.
And you actually saw some of it. There is actually, they're doing a lot of things. So they have the rights to stream Thursday Night Football. We know that. They streamed some of Wimbledon. And now the NBA is coming into play because they're going to be doing some pre-show programming for the NBA. So nothing about games yet. They didn't mention that they would be streaming games, but they are going to be, the NBA is going to be creating some programming to be streamed exclusively on Twitter.
Yeah. So, and what they did for Wimbledon was they did like a pre-show, a Q&A pre-show, and that was kind of to test it out, just to see whether we got all the specs. Does it look good? Is it a good experience for users? That worked out because they couldn't do the actual games, but they could do a little pre-show with Q&A. And watching, now in all honesty, I'm only going to watch so much of the Republicans do their thing.
Okay, let us know what you feel. Tell us how. So
I could be conversant. I have to be knowledgeable. I do produce a show here,
yes.
But what I liked about it was when I got the notification actually in my email from Twitter, and just click through from the email, and there's a nice page. Nice interface. It kind of, in all honesty, it kind of reminded me of YouTube, when YouTube does a live kind of thing, kind of, sort of. So when you're there, you get the video on one side, and then on the other, you've got all the live tweets. So you can just literally just jump in and start having that kind of conversation.
Exactly.
And it's monetized. So what was interesting to me was they showed that Michelle Obama promo of a car karaoke for the nighttime.
Oh yeah, with the Late Show with James Corden.
Yeah. So they showed that at least 3 times, because CBS was sponsoring this thing. CBS and another network.
Yes.
And I guess they were like, well, whatever. We're still going to put. He paid for that ad, so it's not like just because you're the Republican National Convention, we're going to stop airing DAC stuff.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Nope.
It has nothing to do with anything. So I'm excited to see what they do with the Democratic National Convention.
I am too.
As well. I'm sure they probably learned from some things that they did with this one, and they'll probably implement some other things to make the viewing experience better. But from what I saw, it looked really sharp. It looked really clear. I like that format. So this is only the first in other things to come in terms of events and original programming.
Yep.
Guys, I'd say get ready for Twitter original programming. Get ready for it.
And for those of you on an Android, now if you're on an iPhone, this is not for you as of yet. However, it may be coming. There's this thing called autoplay for Android. Now I have to read it because I'm not an Android user, but this is what's popping. Okay, on Android, the live broadcast will autoplay in the watch tab and the global feed without sound. So when you're looking for content on Periscope and you're just kind of scrolling through, well, now those videos will autoplay. I don't know if that, well, I guess autoplay, for me, autoplay doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, I'm not that excited about this piece of news because it sounds like something that Facebook, excuse me. So, no shade. No shade. They're all copying each other. Look, I'm like, this sounds like Hollywood and all the damn remakes that are coming. You heard about the Cooley High remake? I just had to put that in. Anyway, keep going.
A Cooley High remake?
Yeah.
With who?
Common has signed on to do as a producer for the remake of Cooley High. No director attached yet, no timeline, but I just had to, that came to my mind because this is like what Hollywood is doing.
Okay, so I heard on your broadcast, that's your husband.
That's my husband.
Okay.
And anybody who, even if it's my husband in my head.
Okay. So can we do this thing where you get Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I get Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays?
What is it? Sister Wives? Can I work because then I could go to my other husband Idris on the off days.
Okay, see, this all works out.
Okay.
It works out.
This sounds like a hot, nasty mess. But anyway, it is what it is.
Just saying, share the love.
Oh goodness. Oh wow. So here's the thing. Facebook. Just moving to Facebook for a minute. They have $50 million that they have to share amongst that they wanted to pay out to encourage brands and celebrities to stream and do content on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Facebook Live. So $2.2 million of this is going to internet famous folks. Okay, they have plugged internet personalities to create content for video for Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. So according to them, a lot of these same personalities also use YouTube and Vine.
You think? No shade. No shade.
Ooh, bless you. Ooh, we're gonna have to take care of these colds. They said, they're YouTube and Vine users, and according to Facebook, this is not in an effort to get them to stop using those platforms or come. Oh, well, yeah, please get close to the camera. I don't believe that. Closer, inside. I don't believe this for one damn second. Yes, it is. Look, be truthful. You know that's what you want because Facebook wants to be the
end all
and be all. They want to be the platform that you go to for everything. Dima's laughing. Joel is laughing at all of it. It's true. It's absolutely true.
They go snatch and grab. That's basically what they're doing. It's just snatch and grab. It's just like, you know what? We got money. And they obviously do have money. I don't know. YouTube is like.
They do.
Okay.
They do. And think about it. Can you really blame, even though we hate, people hate on internet famous folks and internet personalities, social media stars, can you blame people for trying to monetize on something that they do? You may not think is valuable. You may not think some of their antics are valuable, but they in their minds think it's valuable, and other people see value in it. So can you kind of hate on people for trying to get paid?
In the memorable words of, I think, one Chris Brown, these YouTubers ain't loyal. Okay.
For that I have to close my eyes.
Say it. I cleaned it up. Did I not clean it up? I cleaned it up.
You did. Except you said the word Chris Brown. So.
Well,
it is what it is. But you're right. They're not. And do you have to be loyal? I think that's the bigger thing. Do you owe anybody your allegiance? I'm like, unless you're giving me a multi-million-dollar contract and then I have a no-compete clause, they're not paying these people millions. $2.2 million is spread across a few personalities. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not like one person getting that. So
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see Facebook and YouTube basically duke it out. Because at this point, if you are one of those YouTubers that YouTube did pay and you have access to the YouTube studios because you got, a bazillion followers.
Yes.
And, you get that. It's kind of like Barbara Walters calling Iyanla Vanzant. You want a show? I can give you a show. Oprah may not give you a show right now, but I can give you a show right now. So at that point, it's just like, I guess from a business standpoint, what you got, Facebook.
Exactly, and that's the way business works, and I don't think we can hate on them for that. So it will be interesting to see what happens with that, and all the talk about that. So you wanted to talk. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Facebook, now for those of you who don't come on Facebook that often, you may have noticed, especially on your fan pages, somebody came in and rearranged the furniture. Okay. Somebody, while you were away, somebody came in and rearranged the furniture. So do not be alarmed. Facebook has basically decided to make some platform, style changes on the fan pages. So you'll notice one of the first things you'll probably notice is the fact that your cover photo no longer has the avatar kind of laid up right up against it. So for those of you that were creating those very nice cover photos that kind of use the avatar as part of the cover photo, well, you're gonna have to change something. Yeah. So the beautiful part about that is now you don't have to, when you're creating your images for your cover photos, you don't have to worry about pertinent information that you're putting there being covered by that little avatar square.
Right. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. All of these platforms, for all intents and purposes, are free. You don't have a damn say in what they decide to do in terms of shifting around, in terms of algorithm. Now, you may have a thought. You may want to vocalize that thought, and that's fine. That's what that's for. It's the end user. The platform doesn't exist if there are no users. But, it kills me sometimes how we're so sometimes overly vocal about the things that these companies do. I'm like, well, are you paying for it? So those are the things that we have to start to realize, that these platforms are free. So they can, you just might have to change your cover photo if it doesn't work because they decided to change it. Go with it.
And so not only is it the cover photo, but some things have switched sides. So things are, take some time this weekend and just get reacquainted with the changes. For some people, it may knock you off your game a little bit because you'll have to this was over here on the left-hand side. Now it's over here, and this is up here in the corner. So just take a minute, take some time, and just, get reacclimated to the new layout. Hopefully, usually they make an announcement or something like that. I didn't get an announcement. They
do. And sometimes, do they do a Medium post? Do they do Medium posts?
I don't know. I don't think they do Medium. Because usually they will put their because they use notes, so it's like, well, I'll go over to Medium.
Well, that's right. They have their own.
So we're going to put it here on our own platform and make all the traffic come here, as opposed to going to Medium.
I'm sorry, I don't.
so
I have not gone to notes once.
if we have an announcement to make, we're going to release that on our own Facebook blog, Ohio, or, whatever it's called, and then everybody else can basically copy and paste the news, which is generally what they end up doing anyway on Medium and LinkedIn and everywhere else. Right. So, but I don't remember seeing any major announcement about. I mean, am I slipping?
No, there was none. There was none. But you know what? A lot of what they've done, some things they've made fanfare about, but some things Facebook rolled out quietly. Some people don't even know that I still talk to people that don't know you can go live on Facebook.
What?
So, yes, no, absolutely. Remember, everybody is not like a live streamer. To get some people
everybody's not us.
Everybody is not us. So I have stopped using my meter stick I'm using the metric system here. Stop using my meter stick to measure other people's social media savvy because everyone simply does not know. So there's some people that don't even know that you can use Facebook Live, let alone, updates or things because they roll out some things quietly. And there was still never any really big formal announcement. It was other media outlets that said, hey, now they never said anything per se, So it is what it is.
Well, we got just a couple minutes before you have to go. So go.
Right.
Please, Pokemon girl. Yes, go ahead because I can't. I know this stuff. Pokemon Go. As my grandma would say, that's the devil. Because it's the devil and the good ain't in it. Because when you get so engrossed in a game that real life becomes oblivious to you, and you run a car into a police car, not just somebody parked, but a police car. Pokemon is not coming to visit you in jail. They're not going to pay. They're not going to pay for your ticket.
Their virtual world. They don't give.
They're not giving you any virtual money.
No.
None of that. Your insurance is going to go sky high because you have just taken a city car out playing damn Pokemon
or an avatar
Go.
That gives not two damns about you.
No.
Not feel. So Joe Wheeler says exactly. What the viewer must do is simply decide if these social media changes are going to do the best job for whatever audience that you were trying to capture. That was for our previous. So absolutely, Joel. So let me talk about Pokemon Go. So there are two things. We already know people have fallen off of cliffs. Some people were held up at gunpoint. There's all sorts of things that have gone on with Pokemon Go. There have been people that have made connections and have met. I know somebody who has met an awful lot of people because of playing Pokemon Go. Yeah, it's addictive. So on that same, let me talk about this piece of information first. So, I kept saying there's something bigger to this Pokemon Go craze. Yep. It didn't just come out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And my thoughts were confirmed. I said they're probably going to come out with another movie. And I've been saying this for about 2 weeks now. Bam, there is a movie called Detective Pikachu. Now, Detective Pikachu is an interactive game from Japan. They are going to release the first live-action Pokemon movie. I don't remember when they said it was coming out. I don't know if there's a timeline for that yet.
Okay.
But the first live-action Pokemon movie, Detective Pikachu, is coming out. They've already, it's going to happen. Okay. They've already signed it. It's happening. So I said, I knew it. I knew all this Pokemon Go stuff was not just because. Mm-hmm. I knew that there was something behind it. A movie. So this is brilliant marketing.
It is, but then you've also got people can pay for a sponsor. What is it? The sponsor. You can sponsor a location or something where you can. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So advertisers are getting in on this as well, which is why when this game came out and it's a scavenger hunt game, this is exactly why people were so excited about this. They were super excited about the opportunity to have a stop and to have people come by the businesses because it brings traffic. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly right.
So what if they bump into the glass coming in?
Never mind, exactly.
So
forget
what
if you fall off of the curb into oncoming traffic? No problem. So the other thing is, go ahead.
I was just wondering, are they playing this in the hood?
See, you're trying to start.
I'm not. I'm just asking. Is there one of them little things in the virtual so I know it's all augmented reality. Is there anything sitting next to a Martin Luther King Jr. statue anywhere? Because you only find those in certain cities, in certain neighborhoods. I'm just asking.
You trying to be messy?
I'm not trying to be messy. I'm just asking. Like if you're in LA, is anybody playing Pokemon? East of Crenshaw. Slauson and Crenshaw.
Oh, I can answer that. No.
Can you go to the Slauson swap meet and play?
But you know what? This actually does bring up real serious things in terms of, where are the different I'm not playing, so I don't know. But are they in different? But in Japan, because it has not been released in Japan yet, but in lieu of the release of, and it's because Pokemon is Japanese, but in lieu of that, they have released some guidelines in terms of playing Pokemon safe. That's what the hell should have happened here, because unless you tell us, we won't do it.
Is it called common sense?
It is all common sense. Every single thing on that damn list is common sense. But this goes to show you that it's not so common, because you have to, in fact, they could have just said common sense and given it to you. But everything on that list is common sense. It's nothing that you don't know. But there are things that we throw to the wind.
Okay.
We throw caution to the wind all the time. So, yeah, that's the thing with Pokemon Go in Japan. It hasn't been released yet, but it will. And then finally, for those people, people have met so many different types of people going out to play Pokemon.
I really don't think I'm gonna meet my future husband playing that.
No, you wouldn't. So you wouldn't date somebody that you met playing Pokemon Go?
Really?
Somebody thinks you can, because there is now a Pokemon dating platform. That's right. It's called PokeDate. And what it does is it uses an algorithm, like a computer algorithm, to match you up with somebody else who is playing Pokemon Go, and they arrange the date and you meet and whatever else happens from there. So it's actually based off of an existing dating platform, so it's not like it's a new one, but this is actually PokeDate.
Does anybody see the humor in Pokey and Date? Poke. Date.
I can't what you say, Alice. I cannot.
Poke. Date, subliminal.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
I'm just saying.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
It's called PokeDate. So if you're looking for your soulmate and you are a huge Pokemon Go fan, you could possibly meet the man or woman of your dreams.
And you can get poked, right?
You could possibly. Joe Wheeler says, Lord Jesus, I thought I heard it all. Oh, yeah, till today. PokeDate. Get on it, guys. If you are looking for somebody, you might find your soulmate playing Pokemon Go. And hi, Kami Jamila. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. And Erica Black, thank you for joining.
If you're not looking for something serious, maybe you're just trying to get your poke on.
You know what? It could be. That could be the Tinder of game dating.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think...
How old do you have to be to play?
Pokemon Go?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think... Is it like 12?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. I need to look at this because you know how they have in the App Store and Google Play the ages. I want to say it's like maybe 12, but I don't think PokeDate is for 12-year-olds. So it's something separate from this all together. So.
Okay, I'm just saying, guard your kids because child molesters are smart.
Well, 12-year-olds should not be using PokeDate anyway.
Well, they'll use Pokemon, but and gain some friends at a 42-year-old and you 12. What the heck?
You do have to be careful. You do have to be careful. You are right, Alice. You do have to be careful with all of these things because you don't know these people. But at the end of the day, I would like to think the overwhelming majority of people playing these games are doing it because it's fun. But please use common sense. I'm tired of people falling off of cliffs and such. And here's the thing. If you're not using common sense, I really can't feel that sorry for you.
Yes.
So use the same caution when PokeDating.
And if you are playing in the hood, look up sometimes and look for gang signs. You don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time trying to play some damn Pokego.
You are so Crenshaw.
This is not just a LA thing. This is a national thing. I'm just saying, do not get so caught up if you happen to be playing in the hood and roll in the wrong hood. Or technically just in the wrong neighborhood. That's all I'm saying.
Well, here's the thing, the wrong neighborhood in general, because there was a concern with some people that there could be, for example, some young African-American men that would play and be in neighborhoods where they would be looked at with suspicion. So it goes both ways. So in the day and age that we're living in, you kind of have to consider all of these things.
Hey.
Oh, wait, Kamid Jamila says poke hope. No, pokey date. I don't know what you're saying with poke hope, but pokey date, where you could date somebody who's also a Pokemon Go fan or player.
Get your poke on.
Oh,
Get your
you know
poke
what?
on.
That-
Go
no,
go
that-
get your poke on. Don't sue me, Missy. Don't sue me, Missy Elliott. Don't-
Missy's too busy trying to meet the first lady doing carpool karaoke with Michelle Obama. She's not worried about you.
Okay, just checking. You will not get any money. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Get your green screen all day long. You're like, I need another green screen.
You can have one of these key lights. You can have both of these key lights, Beth.
There you go. No.
Okay.
Settlement solved.
Okay, it is okay. 1:00, right? It is time for you to be on a panel, and you are not going to be blaming me for making you late. So,
Oh, yes, I will. I will. Absolutely.
so as we say in the showbiz game, we're gonna roll credits and fade to black.
Yes.
And we will see you hopefully next week, same time, same place, same fan page. Until then, be safe, people,
Absolutely.
and have a great weekend.
Take care, guys. Peace
Oh,
out.
now where can people see your streams from the film festival?
Oh, so I'm going to be streaming on Facebook Live in a couple of minutes, as well as Periscope. Facebook Live is Chitachi A. Egwu. Periscope is at Tachiata. I will be streaming the sessions that I need to go set up for. So, and I'm doing a session on using social media, leveraging social media, and live streaming. So watch it if you can.
Cool. All right, people.
y'all.
Have a great weekend. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.